Football Club has confirmed the appointment of Keegan as its new chief executive. It's only 8 months since Keegan left Newcastle United, saying he'd taken the club as far as he could. But today's announcement has surprised those who took him at his word when he said the United job was the only one he was interested in football. Well, joining me now from outside St James's Park is Steve Race, the editor of the No. 9 fanzine. Steve, Keegan was worshipped by the Newcastle fans. Is there any sense of betrayal over his move?
No, not really. I mean, you know, Kevin will always be worshipped up here on Tyneside. I think really that the decision to take over Fulham, I think a lot of Newcastle fans now will be wishing that he'd gone to Fulham before he came to Newcastle. And maybe then he would have had that little bit more experience to actually lead Newcastle United into domestic honours. But as it was, Kevin came to the club as a rookie manager. And he did his best. We had 5 great years. He set the stones down for Tyne to actually win something for Newcastle United fans. And we've got nothing but greatest respect for Kevin.
He's already appointed Arthur Cox, one of Newcastle's former backroom boys, as chief scout. Are you worried you may tempt anyone else away from St James's Park?
I think really the temptation of going to either Newcastle United or Fulham at the moment, you know, for any player, I don't really think that you can't really compare the two. I think everyone would prefer to stay at Newcastle United. It was obvious, I think, that, you know, a few of Kevin's friends would go down to Fulham, and Arthur's one of Kevin's closest friends. We all know that. But I can't really see anybody being tempted to go down to Fulham. Maybe a couple of the youngsters, if you know, Kevin, you know, made an impression and may be able to take them down there. But I can't see it at the moment. But in a couple of years' time, maybe. Who knows?
He took Newcastle from the bottom of the second division to the Premiership. Very briefly, do you think he can do it again with Fulham?
Definitely. Kevin's got the charisma, and you know, having Kevin Keegan phone up your club and asking you if you want to go to Fulham, well, you know, not many people will turn that down. I think Kevin and Fulham could well be in the Premier League by the new millennium.
Steve, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Well, last season under Keegan, Newcastle beat Everton 4-1 at St James's Park. Last night the score was 1-0 in United's favour. Not so entertaining perhaps, but that's 4 wins out of 5 games in the Premiership so far.
Everton never pretended to want anything more than to spoil the game and hope for a lucky break. If Barnby's strike hadn't been dubiously ruled offside, they might have got just that. In fact, the disallowed goal was one of only a handful of exciting moments in a game that showcased the resolute side of Dalglish's team rather than the flair. The willingness to sit and fight was a world away from the St James of Keegan, and attack. And when Bilić's sending off opened the game up a touch more, Newcastle didn't miss the opportunity to take advantage.
Yes, it's certainly important for everyone. In the programme, Kevin Keegan has spilled the beans on why he left Newcastle United. His autobiography out next week will reveal he was pushed, he didn't jump. And it was all down to the club's flotation on the stock market. His inside story has been broken in that well-known fount of all knowledge, the Sun newspaper.
Read all about it. Did he jump or was he pushed? And if he was, does it matter anymore? Everyone will have their own personal opinion, and those opinions will be different.
I think Kevin Keegan, above anything else, is known for his honesty. And I think now we have a version of events that all Newcastle fans can believe. I think most Newcastle fans idolised Keegan when he was young, and have enormous respect for him since. And I, like many fans, share the view that he's been shabbily treated because of the needs of big business.
I think there's more bitterness now towards Keegan because, I mean, he's stirring up old things which, you know, everyone is sick and tired, I think, now with this Kevin Keegan story. We'll never forget what Kevin did. Sick of saying that, you know, he was fantastic as a player, fantastic as a manager, and, you know, there should be something in Newcastle to give recognition to what Kevin did. But as far as his book's concerned, you know, he's cashing in on the book. He's allegedly cashing in as far as serialisation is concerned in one of the tabloid newspapers. It's just a little bit sickening. I thought Kevin had a lot more respect for Newcastle United fans than that.
Keegan makes the point himself that the share flotation became the be-all and end. He found it difficult to communicate with directors about footballing matters, and for the vast majority of Newcastle fans, the football is what counts, not the share flotation.
There is life after Kevin Keegan, and I think that's what all the fans now truly understand, you know, that Kevin Keegan, yes, fantastic player, fantastic manager, but he's only after all human, just like all the other managers who've been at Newcastle United, and probably will be after Kenny Dalglish.
An emotive subject. Well, in the post-Keegan era, Newcastle United are still picking up the points, but only just. Another late show on Saturday against Spurs. Goals are getting hard to come by. Must be something to do with missing £22 million worth of strikes.
Not to mention the £6 million goal scorer that United let go. Les Ferdinand nearly scored for his youth. touch. But it was the man who's replaced that other ex-United star who caught the eye. No catwalk tread like David Ginola, but his really kept spire was almost the grip, not Gary Grabber. And he should have won a penalty. Gary Mabbott's foul, one of several let pass by the referee.